Hey everybody, it's Kathy Weiss, and I am coming to you live from my reading room here on the Central Coast of California. It is Friday, about 11:25 in the morning. And I just got done a couple minutes ago doing a quick 30-minute cardio workout video from YouTube. So I'm like still a little bit sweaty. I'm not shiny anymore, but I am, well, a little bit on my face, a little bit shiny and sweaty and kind of like crazy, messy hair. And it's time to come to you with a bonus message. And today's bonus message is all about self-care versus self-indulgence. Before I dive into the message too much, first of all, questions or comments, please shoot them down here, whether you're watching today's video live or you're watching it later. Please feel free to ask away or comment away, and I will definitely respond to you and get into an interesting conversation with you. So for those of you who are meeting me or knowing me for the first time, I'm highly sensitive. I'm an intuitive. I also have clairvoyant skills and clairaudient skills. So clairvoyant is when someone sees images in their mind, and clairaudient is hearing words and language. And today's bonus message was mostly clairaudient with some clairvoyant images mixed in. And sometimes when I do these bonus messages, I have already channeled the whole message, and I kind of refer to my notes for guidance to make sure I'm getting all of the message. But today's, I grabbed cards in case we decide we want to pull a card. I don't know how the entire message is going to go, because here's today's. It's just from this part up, and I was just given a couple of little sentences as prompts to then channel the rest of the message for you today. So what I was hearing and what I'm understanding wants to come through is that many of us are feeling confused about the difference between self-care and self-indulgence. And first of all, that you need to know that both are valuable and both are necessary. It's just that we don't really entirely know what that is, because we're living in an age right now that is very visually driven with our social media tools, and the images are absolutely beautiful and stunning, especially images that are more self-indulgent. Beautiful cupcakes and gorgeous candlelit hot baths with glasses of wine, or like curled up on a rainy day reading a book, and exotic travel that is very nourishing and filling to the soul. Those are all super important, and those are all very valuable pieces of self-care, but they are treading into self-indulgence, which is giving yourself that little something extra because it feels good, versus self-care, which is super mundane, day-to-day self-discipline, and it's super boring. Oh my goodness, like nobody wants to see a picture of you brushing your teeth, really, or washing your face, or all of these things that are truly self-care. And that the balance of self-care is approximately 85% to 15% self-indulgence. Excuse me, okay, because I'm totally drinking a club soda right now because I worked out and whatever. So, so in my notes over here in my notebook, it says 2-year-old, and that self-care is about treating yourself the way you would treat a 2-year-old. So 2-year-olds need a pretty consistent routine in their day in order for them to learn how to manage their emotions, and for them to not like have meltdowns all the time, and to not be cranky, and to not be frustrated with you, or behave in a way that's sort of in an acting out manner. So for example, a 2-year-old, consistent bedtime. You go to bed at bedtime, and it's pretty darn early. And with a 2-year-old, you're not going to give them like a giant bottle of soda and a bowl of ice cream a half an hour before bedtime, because that sugar and caffeine is going to hit their bloodstream and wind them up, and they're going to be up way past bedtime, which means the next day you're going to have a tired and cranky child, on top of the fact that that whole period of trying to go to bed when we should be calming and winding down has become chaotic and frustrating for everyone involved. And so make yourself the 2-year-old. you if you wouldn't give a 2-year-old a giant bowl of ice cream and a bottle of soda right before bedtime, it's probably wise not to do that for yourself for the exact same reasons. Or for a 2-year-old, you're going to want to give them consistent meals that are nutritious most of the time with an occasional little something special. And with a 2-year-old, you want to give them time to go out and play and burn off all of their energy. And so for an adult, that would be exercise time. And with a 2-year-old, you want to give them either a nap if they're still napping, or at least some quieter time during the day that's a little bit calmer, like reading or coloring or doing things that are less frantic or exuberant, maybe is a better word, because everybody's body follows a natural rhythm of energy rising, productivity, energy falling, energy rising and falling. And so as an adult, that nap time might literally be a nap, and many of us are sleep deprived, or that quiet time can be understood as your spiritual practice, which is meditation or prayer or some self-reflection in a journal. And that self-care is day-to-day, routine, mundane, where someone looking in from the outside is going to think that you're super boring, or that they aren't really going to understand that you have to go to bed by 9 o'clock because you want to feel good. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what I'm hearing is that self-care is all the things we know we should be doing that make us feel good. And because we're a piece of the cosmic jellyfish, so remember, big, giant, vast energy of pure love and light, and you're a tentacle of that. So your physical body is the house for your soul, and the healthier your physical body is for the body you have and the condition that it is in, the more you care for it, the more you care for your soul. And so self-care is soul care. Because when you feel good in your physical body, you have the freedom to express your soul on a deeper and more significant level. And then self-indulgent, because we came into the physical body to have fun sometimes. So 15% of the time, go for the cupcakes, go for throwing on your sweatpants and watching a whole bunch of Netflix or movies, or go on that exotic vacation where you don't exercise or work out and you just have a great time. But 85% of the time, it's like, go to bed at the same time every day, wake up at the same time every day. And yes, that means 7 days a week, and eat nutritious food that's right for your body type, and take your naps or do your spiritual practice every day, or 85-15, that's going to be 6 days out of 7. Or on all of these practices except sleep. So there is science of sleep, and if you don't get good sleep or you feel like you're not getting enough sleep, you are being encouraged to research the science of sleep and see if you can start to develop some sleep habits that are more conducive to you feeling better. And so as I'm glancing over at the notes, the other note that was given to me for today's channeled message is weed your garden of self-discipline one weed at a time. So for example, perhaps you're drinking too much caffeine during the day, or you're drinking too many liquid calories during the day, or your sleep habits aren't where you would like them to be, or you don't have a spiritual practice, or you don't have an exercise practice. Maybe it's all of those. And so weeding your garden of self-discipline one at a time means pick one. So maybe it's exercise. So you just start to exercise on a more regular basis, about 30 minutes a day, or 4 or 5 times a week, in 60-minute blocks. So I believe, I'm going to say this wrong, but I think that it's 150 minutes of exercise a week. Somebody check that for me and let us know what it is. I feel like it's like 30 minutes a day, or, you combine that to get up to the amount of rigorous exercise you need in a week. And so, like, that could be the first, like, self-discipline weed that you work on pulling out of your garden and developing a regular exercise routine. And then when that feels good and normal and a part of your life, then maybe you start to address your caffeine and or your liquid calories. And once that, you know what I mean? So it's like one at a time, you start to develop your self-care. Because if you decide that you have to start exercising and having better nutrition and sleeping better and quitting smoking and whatever it is all at the same time, it tends to sort of implode on you and they all go away and you're back to square one. So treat yourself like a 2-year-old and weed your garden of self-discipline one at a time so that you start to feel better and better and better, creating freedom for your soul to grow and expand into the full expression of who you came into this physical life to be. I'm hearing we love you. Amen. This message is complete and there will be more to follow. There's sort of a little bit of a theme developing from the last bonus message I did on Wednesday, I think a couple days ago, today's. And then if you could see this and read my writing and everything, this was today's bonus message. And then I have 2 and 3 lined up with these same sort of 1 or 2 sentence prompts for me to channel a little bit more information to you. But that today's message is complete, and for you to share it, please, with anyone who you know is struggling with understanding the difference between self-care and self-indulgence, or what the balance of those should be. And I'm pausing because I'm hearing that there's a little bit, a piece of the message that wanted to come through about the area of doing the things that you know you should do to take care of yourself, but you don't. Oh, and this example is coming up because I have seen several people I know. When I say several, I don't mean 1 or 2. I mean several people I know recently who have been traveling for both business and pleasure that arrived back from their travel. Let's say like they got home on Sunday, and then immediately we went back to work on Monday. And then those people all got really sick and had a hard time improving their health because even when they got sick, they continued into their work week. But each one of those people had made the comment like, I should have taken a day or even 2 days to rest after travel and I wouldn't have gotten sick. And we know our self-care and we know the things that we need to do, and then we don't do them, and then there are consequences. And so the last little bit of the message is for you to rise up in your ability to define and defend your own personal boundaries of self-care so that you can be productive and so that you can go into your work life or your career or your home life feeling the best that you possibly can, and to start to actually rise up into the being the person that you know you want to be and the person that you can be, and that the world will not fall apart when you have really solid boundaries of self-care and you enact them no matter what people around you think. Because when you care for yourself, you feel good. You're productive, you feel happy, you feel joy. The last bonus message was all about more lightness, more fun, more play, more joy. And the only way you can have those things is if you have taken care of your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. And so I keep hearing rise up, rise up, rise up. Like it's time for all of us to rise up into the fullness of that ability, which we're all capable of. You are so capable of doing these things. And so actually I'm hearing like, stop saying you can't do it, because you can. We all can. And as you care for yourself, your soul expands, the universe expands, the entire world becomes a more joyful, lighthearted, enjoyable, and amazing place to be. So thanks so much for tuning in and watching this week's well, actually, this is the second bonus message this week. So thanks for watching the second bonus message this week. And again, questions or comments now or later, shoot them down here and I will absolutely respond to you. And stay tuned. There are a couple more messages lined up behind this one, and I don't know when they're going to come. They just like when I feel prompted to deliver the message is when I do it. So hang tight. They're coming. Monday messages, free live intuitive reading is for sure happening at 12:30 Pacific Daylight Time on Monday. So make sure to shout out to see if you might win that free live reading. And hey, if you want your own personalized, free, intuitive, or not free, sorry. Mom's got to pay the bills like everybody else. If you would like your own healing, intuitive energy reading, message me, shout out here, let's hook up because I love you and the universe loves you and we are all in favor of your healing, growth, expansion, and elevated vitality. So have a great weekend. I will see you next time. Namaste.